Macbeth's always been one of my favourite Shakespearean plays. I did it for my O-level actually, and so it's always been in my heart, and I think it's because it's the best play really, isn't it? It's just full of passion, ambition, murder. It's got the best female role ever written, basically, in Lady Macbeth. I think everyone would like to be her. I think it just, to me, it's everything. It's power, ambition, it's about choice. It's about fate. You've got a bit of a mystical side to it with the witches, and it's fast. It's a fast-paced play. The period of time that it's set, it's really fast, and I think that for an audience, it's exciting, and that's what we need to create: is this adrenaline, and this moment of the protagonist, Macbeth. Was he bad, or was it all just choice? Was he made to do it, or was it fate? Was he persuaded? Was it going to be, and I just think it's got everything in it, everything a good story has, really, in my opinion.
I'm particularly fond of Macbeth. I think it's Shakespeare's most accessible play. It's one of the shortest. It's studied at GCSE, and it's just great fun. I really love the play.
Those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall do.
Bleed, poor country.
Listen, this is the same for everybody. Listen to what you're saying as you're saying it, okay? Remember, this is the first time these characters have said these words. I don't know what I'm going to say next. I know where I'm going, but the words haven't formed yet. It's naturalistic conversation.
Workshopping's really important to me. That's how we cast it. We didn't sort of get people to do traditional, you learn that speech and come and do it for us, because I'm not interested in that. We spent 2 or 3 months workshopping every Tuesday evening, and I think a couple of Sundays, and we got everybody in the company just to work together, to play, to explore the text, to explore their physicality with one another, to explore the language, and to develop their skills. So we did trust, voice, all sorts of workshops to investigate the text. We had Michael Corbidge from the RSC come in and do a wonderful voice work with us, voice workshop. And those skills that the actors have used, that the company have used, really have enhanced their work already before they're even with their books down.
I think warm-ups, certainly with the workshops that we were doing, helped to create an ensemble. So it helped to create the company. What it does is, people come in from their hard day and they're a bit stressed and they've got the world on their shoulders, and what we do with warm-ups is we get people to come in, forget about that day, and to start playing, basically, and that's what drama is all about. And so we play a few games. Some of the games are designed for focus. Some are just there for warming up, literally, warming your body up. A lot of voice warm-ups. But I think the most important thing for warm-ups is to get people to start working as a company and to start building that trusting environment. And I think that's what we created over the period of time that we did these workshops. And I think people now come to the workshops knowing that they can trust their other cast members, trust the directors, that they can do anything and that they can take risks without anyone laughing at them, or if they do laugh, it's not at them, it's with them.
We constantly workshop, even though we're rehearsing. We start with warm-ups, a series of physical and vocal warm-ups, games, just to get everyone to leave the day behind them and get back into the world of play and the world of theatre.
We'll go around the circle. We'll give them something to improvise. So if I walked in and you said, knife, I stab somebody or what have you, but we're making it 2 people, so anybody else can join them. So somebody starts, perhaps they're just cleaning their knife or whatever. Anybody else can come in and join them.
You have choices when you set a play, Shakespearean play. You can either set it in traditional Elizabethan, which actually is quite odd anyway. When Macbeth was set in 1005, you think, well, even if it was set in Elizabethan costume, that still wouldn't have been set in the right period. I think setting it in a contemporary period is good for a contemporary audience.
I'm not crazy about sets anyway. I think, especially with Shakespeare, the text and the acting needs to stand on its own and needs to work. If you can tell the story well as an actor and as a director, you don't need a set. So we're setting it in, well, in the rectangle. Contemporary because it doesn't need to be in Shakespeare's times. It's relevant to now. It's also more relevant to young people and students when they come to see it, because they don't think, oh, that's old-fashioned and I can't relate to it. Whereas with a contemporary setting and leather or whatever we're going to end up using, they can locate that.
We are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs, themselves and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to my nose.
The line where she came on, Dick, and you turned to George to sort of say something to him about it, it would have been nicer if she came on more slowly and you said it to him as she was walking over, because you kind of turned away from it, which didn't work.
It's going to be very powerful. It's going to be fast. It's going to have some very, very sexy witches in it. We're not having cronies. They're going to be tango witches, and I think, you know, it's just going to be different. It's a completely different take on the traditional story, which I think you need to do, because everybody has their idea of what the witches are going to be like round a cauldron. Our witches are tango. They're doing Argentine tango. They're seducing. They're sexy. You know, Macbeth really doesn't have a choice, to be honest. He's taken in by these women.
And we're using tango as a device, the movement of tango, the status of tango, the sexuality of it, to help explore how Banquo and Macbeth, the men, the soldiers, could be seduced into behaving in a negative way. Banquo isn't seduced into that, but Macbeth is. So I wanted to play with that, and it's working extremely well with the sort of the sultriness of it, the tango. We've obviously got someone writing some tango music for us, specifically for the show. So we're sort of spreading our creative network wider than just putting the play on.
And our Lady Macbeth, as the play goes on, is going to become sexier, because she's been taken in by these witches too. So the essence of it all the way through, the sort of motive is the tango for the magic world. For the ordinary world, it will just be very basic. So that's why come and see it, because it's going to have some fantastic choreography in it from Kelly Baker, who's the Strictly Come Dancing tango expert. And it's just going to be really exciting, both visually and just, it's very basic. There's no set. It's just going to be the words, the language, and some really great movement, and some brilliant composing as well.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightcap. Oh, look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so. To bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Oh, give me your hand. Oh, what's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
With the publicity, we're a community group, we're an amateur group, we're based here at the Open University. We're an Open University club, and members of the Open University staff are part of the company. But what's often a problem for companies that aren't professionals or that don't do it every day for their paid living is that sometimes they let themselves down with the publicity. That's not the case with us. We're really lucky. We've got this film being made, as you can see, but we've also got Grant Kempster, who's a graphic artist. He's a member of the company, and he's designing posters for us, and he's designed a pre-poster that's just a headshot of Tim, who plays Macbeth, and it's got just some lines from the play and a date. So it's just people are seeing that and going, oh, that's great, that's a dynamic image. What's going on there? We've also got an image on there of a raven in blood splashed across Macbeth's face. That's a design by Shelley Windybank, who's an artist from Milton, Keynes, studied at St Martin's, did her MA there, and she's part of the company as well. So she's designed this for us. That image will appear throughout the play, but Grant just put it on the poster, and we will come up with another poster for the actual production and for the run. We're doing radio interviews, press interviews. We've kind of got that covered. We're contacting schools in the area. We've got a school coming from Wolverhampton actually already. Like, it's September now, and we've got a school that's booked to come down to bring their GCSE students already from Wolverhampton. So the publicity is working through Facebook, and I think that's really important because amateur community companies really need to get a handle on the way they sell themselves. And this is pretty good.
Anon, anon. Anon, anon.
Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with the blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. Record it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil.
So why come and see Macbeth? Because it's going to be brilliant. Because it's going to be different. You won't have seen a Macbeth like this. There's no set. It's just the actors, the costumes, the lighting, the music, the movement, and Shakespeare's brilliant text. If you don't get Shakespeare, this is the perfect show to come and see, because you will understand it. You will get the story. We're using Shakespeare's language. The actors will know it so well. They already do. They already have an understanding of it. The actors will know it so well that you will get it because they get it. And I think that's really important. Sometimes you go and see a Shakespeare play and the actors don't really know what they're talking about. They haven't brought the play into themselves. They don't own the text. This company already does that, and we've got 9 weeks to go. If you're studying Macbeth, if you're studying GCSE or A-level Shakespeare, or if you just think, well, I'll give it a go, come and see it, and because it really will be good. We've got original music written by Mark da Costa and Stevie Martin and Jonathan Sketcher. It's original tango music. It's a massive cast. We've got 4 children in the Macduff household. It's not one son. It's just going to be brilliant.